Welcome back to the Arsenal Talk Show. Today, we've got Grainey Dev talking with us today. We're going to be answering some of y'all's questions that have asked me in the Discord, also from the YouTube comments. So if you guys want to be in the next episode or have your question answered, make sure to join the Discord with the link down below and ask it in the Arsenal Talk Show channel, or you can make like a comment down below and we'll probably get to it. It's just a little bit easier if you make it in the Discord. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon. So, first question here is, what was the biggest thing to happen in your career, or what changed your career completely?
Right, good story. Do you know Wake? I mean, stupid question.
Yeah.
JJ Wake.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live stream quite a lot to like start off with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on like 100 subs, maybe 200 subs at the time. And he raided me like 5 times in a row. And it got me to 1K pretty quick. So
yeah, I think during that time I was over on Twitch, so it's been a minute since I've heard of Wake, but
yeah, I don't know what he does anymore. Yeah, I think he moved to like Bed Wars and was actually like a moderator on there for a bit, and then just
I don't know. I think he just kind of comes back every now and then, but yeah, that's definitely raids do help quite a bit. I know on Twitch it was kind of the same way, but it was also kind of a little bit different because I think the audience over on Twitch usually is just there for one person. While on YouTube, I think it's also kind of the same way, but I think a little bit more people are more open to watching like the same sort of streams that, you know, people were already playing it. They're going into another community that's already playing that as well. I think it's a little bit more there's a bit more conversion there, but I don't know. I haven't done the analytics on that. So I think with mine, the biggest thing that happened with me was honestly the worst thing that I could have done, but it was also the biggest thing. It was more of like me doing giveaway stuff back in 2020 when I was first starting out. I was doing like Arsenal mini games, and if you won the mini game, you would get Robux for it. Or I would just do like, you know, you stay in the stream for a certain amount of time, you'd get Robux. It was some garbage. All right, and it grew me really fast. And when you're first starting out, and you see a lot of things that are like quote unquote working for you, and you're getting a lot of new interactions, a lot of new people. You kind of stick with doing that because you're like, oh, this works, so I'm gonna keep doing this. But what you don't actually see is that it's actually hurting you a lot more. It's because people are gonna see you as just the giveaway guy, and they're only gonna show up because you're doing giveaways.
yeah, so they're not actually gonna show up for like your content that you're making.
Yeah, they're not actually
like
there for
their gain from watching you.
They're only there for one thing, and then once you stop doing that, they're all gone, and then you kind of go from being like
from zero,
you're basically starting from zero.
People who stick around, but
yeah, I had a few people who stuck around, but
and also have like 100k subs and get like 2k views a video.
Yeah, it's tough, but I've learned, and I've kind of been like, it's very, very rare if I do anything like that, which I think the last time I did that was this summer when I did like a competition with the Arsenal Olympics thing that I did, but that was basically the last thing I've done with like giving away Robux.
So yeah, I was thinking of doing that, but instead of doing that, I actually done 1v1s. It's basically the same concept, but you don't have to spend anything, so it's just a bit better. People come just to 1v1 you, and then they just go straight away.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same like principle, but
1v1s was something I did for a little bit as well, and it was fun, but it becomes you start attracting a lot of toxic people, and then
yeah, definitely.
And then, you know, once they're done, or once people have to wait like 3 times, and they're basically all gone. So you're just kind of just cycling through a whole bunch of new people, and no one's really sticking around. So
yeah.
Oh well.
Especially in this day and age of the people who play this game now.
Oh yeah, it's
it's
definitely
like no one streams anymore.
I mean, I try and do it once a week, but it's so difficult to do it.
Yeah.
But all right, next question here. What is the best and worst advice you've been given? And if I'm probably overall or maybe content wise.
Stick to what you're doing. Don't stop, because if you stop, then nothing's gonna come of it. If you throw enough stuff at the wall, some of it will stick. So that's my advice. Just don't stop.
Gotcha.
Stay consistent as well.
Consistency is, especially on YouTube, is quite key.
Consistency is key.
Yeah. I think with mine, the best advice I've been given was always staying true to yourself, because there's only a certain amount of time where you can act fake online, or or you can do stuff that you don't actually like. There's only a certain amount of time where you can keep doing that, and people eventually find out that you've been faking it after a certain amount of time. So always kind of just staying true to yourself, and not trying to do something that's only to make other people, like, I don't know how to word it, but yeah.
like I feel like a fake personality.
Yeah. Fake personalities. I mean, you can do it for a while, but then after a bit, it starts to wear you down, and then people will realize that it's not actually who you were, or you end up just not liking what you were doing, and then you just become unexcited, or you become unmotivated to do what you were stuck doing, basically. So,
but the thing is, though, with like YouTube and stuff, you need that extra little bit of like,
yeah, you definitely have to have like a
excitement in your, you can't just be like monotone like all of the time. So it's like,
yeah. So that's definitely, I'm trying to word.
You just have to like moderate it, I guess.
Yeah. So I think I worded it incorrectly, but yeah, I mean, definitely on YouTube and streams and stuff, you kind of have to, you have to kind of present like a, a more welcoming personality, and it's definitely can wear you down a little bit, but you obviously kind of have to do that a little bit, because it's kind of your job to kind of be there and be entertaining for people. But I think what I was trying to say is, like, faking like what you're doing in terms of like the content you're doing, is like, if you're not enjoying the content, and you're having to force yourself to do that sort of content, then that's when it becomes an issue at some point in the future.
That is a good example of me right now, actually.
How come?
That is a prime example of me. I just don't want to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't touched the game in like a month.
Yeah. Oh no,
I come back for like a video, half an hour recording session, and then
yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I just gonna come back and play it, and so I can get a little video out, and then just wait. And then I think worst advice for me is kind of the fake it till you make it mindset, which is kind of just plays on what I just said. Is a lot of people are like, oh, you gotta fake being this certain way until you make it. But it's again, it's more the content side of things. It's like, I'm trying to give like a good example of it, but there's some things where you kind of have to, you kind of have to do something that you might not typically enjoy, but it's still something where you can kind of see yourself doing it for a little bit.
Like, you can't enjoy everything all of the time. There will be like ups and downs with stuff. Like, why do you think we started the YouTube channel? We grew it. Because we enjoyed it at first, right? But now we've done it over and over and over and over again. It's starting to get a bit tiring, but hopefully with the new game and stuff, it might be a bit better in the future.
Yeah, but there's also some things. There's also the motivation you get from, like, oh, this could, if I keep doing this consistently, this could become a job. So it kind of is like a double-edged sword, I think, with kind of the fake personality sort of thing, or faking something. But I don't know. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, so I'll let you go ahead and answer this.
I think kind of making your own profile is very good, instead of relying on somebody else. Say I've done it completely wrong, and now everybody just calls me Tanker over and over again. It's actually quite I really don't like it, because I actually want my own like thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be like called off somebody else's name and stuff like that, because I don't know. I want to kind of have my own thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I
And
mean,
I think it's good as well to be like original and stuff, but
yeah,
it's
there's
not
also
much you can really do at the minute. Like
mm,
video-wise, being original, you can
yeah,
always change up like the edit style, the thumbnail style,
yeah, and
but it's pretty hard to like
mhm.
transition from, you know, doing stuff like that and then doing your own thing, because people are always just going to look at your old content and just, you know, go off that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what we as YouTubers have to do is, you know, we kind of have to see what works, and you know, there's you have to kind of study a little bit of like what people are doing and what has worked in that niche, you know, and Tanker being one of those guys that was really successful in the Arsenal area. You know, sort of getting some ideas and doing your own videos from like what Tanker has done and kind of transforming it into your own. It's kind of what you are almost taught, or like what you kind of not have to do, but it's definitely in order to kind of succeed, or you know, be somewhere on the platform, you kind of have to study what other bigger people are doing, because you
You
know,
just have to expand
yeah,
on what they've already
mhm,
done and make it better.
yeah. And so I think I don't really have too much of a problem with, you know, ideas being done that have already been done before, because you know, it's just how YouTube is. You know, there's a lot of, almost all the ideas have already been done. You just have to transform it in some way. I think just as long as, you know, you're not doing just word for word, or like, you know, the exact same
Yeah.
thing, I don't have a problem with what people do. And I think a lot of people have to, you know, sort of understand that, because again, there's not a whole lot we can do right now, and that's just, you know, it sucks, but yeah, you know, we also want to be able to be consistent and provide content for y'all, but then there's not too much we can do with it, but whatever.
Yeah. I think with like the like copying situation, I think time frame is very like important as well.
Mm-hmm.
Say like he done it like 3 years ago. You know, you might do like something similar but with like a twist on it or something like that. But if, let's say, theoretically, Tanker uploaded a video and then I just completely ripped it off like less than like a week later, I think there would be a
Mm-hmm.
problem there.
Yeah.
Considering it was so long ago, this goes for anything, by the way, not just like my situation or
Mm-hmm.
anyone else's situation. Like just in general on YouTube.
Yeah. And it's understandable, at least for me, it's understandable. But you know, obviously, there's a lot of people who who are just kind of there to, you know, be a
Yeah.
nuisance. Anyways, moving on from that, let's see here. What music do you listen to, and what music do you absolutely hate?
I don't really listen to music that much actually.
Oh, that's a
So
first.
yeah.
All right, fair enough. Um, do you have any music that you absolutely hate, or are you just kind of just whatever?
I wouldn't say like hate it, but I would dislike, you know, it would rupture the eardrums, to say the least.
Yeah, gotcha.
Say UK drill rap. No,
Yeah,
not good. Not good.
yeah, yeah. For me, I listen to a little bit of everything. You know, I think I'm more like hip hop and alt. But I do listen to it quite the range of music. But music I absolutely hate, probably country, and yeah, probably just country. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like I just can't get into it like a lot of people can.
Yeah.
That and like heavy EDM, or like heavy metal, like that sort of stuff. I don't know. I just can't really do it that much. I mean, I do listen to some like metal stuff recently. I've gotten into some, but like the screaming metal, like death metal stuff is like, no, I can't. That's
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go out of my way to listen to stuff like that. I'd
yeah.
rather just be peace and quiet and just work
Mhm.
along.
Yeah. That's interesting though. I've actually never spoken to someone who just doesn't really listen to music, so that's a first. All right, let's see here. And the last question here. Best and worst experiences at school.
Probably spending time with friends is pretty pretty interesting. If you are already in school, I would say spend more time with your friends. You might think you're spending time like, you know, on a day-to-day basis, but spend even more time, because once it ends, you'll realize that time's limited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you don't have unlimited time in school.
Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely something you learn, especially as soon as you get out of high school. You learn it pretty fast. Yeah. For me, I would say best experiences I've had was simply just, you know, being on the basketball team and you know, having that experience of having sports is definitely a huge one for me. Because I played in middle school. I played a lot of sports for the school. Then in high school, I stuck with basketball, and that was always one of the best things, because, you know, sometimes you'd be able to skip class because you had a game that was quite a ways away, or you know, just having people there that were like kind of quote unquote cheering for you and stuff like that. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think with mine as well, I was like quite gifted, just naturally good at sports. So I have a lot of things to do with sports, like football or soccer, whatever.
Yeah.
Running as well. I was one of the fast ones.
I was one of the you know, I always kind of hated running, but like if I had like a reason to do it, like purely just out of just running, like being on a track team, I just couldn't. That just wasn't for me. I hated it. But when it's like basketball, because you're running quite a bit in basketball, and I did play a little bit of soccer, and you know, when there's like an objective for it, like running around like that, I did enjoy it then. But then again,
like you have a purpose.
Yeah.
Running, essentially.
Yeah, it's not running just to run, and you're running for different reasons. But
what I was doing was like sprints and stuff, though. So it was like 100 meters, 200 meters.
Yeah, the long distance stuff.
Meters, that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't really long distance. So.
Yeah, long distance stuff for me was just not for me. I mean, I could do, like, you know, I was decently quick, but I wasn't like the fastest. But also wasn't really my job to be the fastest when it came to my position in basketball, since I was just a shooting guard, or like the guy who shot the 3-pointers. That was my job. So I didn't really have to be the fastest, so I never really worked on it when I should have, but whatever.
Yeah, my position in football, you are be quite fast.
Were you like a forward,
right
striker?
Right
oh,
back.
Gotcha.
Right wing, like, you know, like down the side to the pitch.
Gotcha.
You gotta be quite fast. You gotta have like decently good stamina as well, obviously.
When I played, I was keeper for the first half, and then the second half they moved me to striker, and
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting. It was definitely an interesting thing, but I don't know. It was fun. I mean, I wasn't just sitting in goal the whole time, but goalie was nerve-wracking, because when that ball is coming down, you're like, oh shoot.
It's a hard position. People don't understand. It's a very hard position to play.
It can be, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, there's so many different reads you have to make, and
you have to be very good at judgment as well.
Yeah.
And positioning, obviously.
I think, continue back on this, my worst experience at school, I didn't really have a whole lot of bad experiences at school. I can't even really think of one, because, you know, I was kind of friends with everyone, I would say. You know, no one, I mean, obviously there's probably people who, you know, talk behind the back, but that's just kind of typical stuff. But I didn't really have any bad experiences, because I was always kind of friends with everyone. Maybe just like not being like too tired because of, you know, practice and basketball. and having to go to school and learn and taking like an exam or something like that, and then not studying that well the night before because of sports and stuff like that. That's probably the worst experiences I've had, but that's like the only thing I can really think of in terms of bad experiences.
Yeah. Do you know what GCSEs are?
It's like the big exams, right, in the UK.
Yeah.
Like our
I revised
SATs.
the night before for every single one of them.
Oh.
Only the night before. No, it's all good. I passed them all. I got like B's. It's all good.
Gotcha. I took ours down here like SATs or ACTs. I took the SAT and I did not do good on it at all. I fell asleep during one of the sections, which was the comprehension section, where you gotta like read like passages and answer questions. I fell asleep during that, and so yeah, it's like I don't know, like a 5-hour exam. It's 5 or 6 hour exam. It's stupid, but I didn't do very well on it. But I mean, I still got into a good university, so I'm not complaining too much. But other than that, that's all the questions I've got today. Thank you for being here and taking your time to answer these questions. Also, once again, if you guys want to answer any questions or want to ask any questions, there's a Discord down below, or you can leave a comment down below and we'll make sure to write down your question somewhere and we'll answer it in a future video.
If the questions are good, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
Part 2.
True. I'll also have Grainey's information top of the description down below, so make sure you go check him out. Yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.